Hey,
What
what's
is
up,
going on? What
guys?
is going on? Welcome everybody to another episode of Marvel Bros and Friends. Episode 5 is upon us. I have my co-host here, Marvel Madness MCU. We have a special guest tonight. But before we jump in, let's talk about what you've been up to, man. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been good, man. I didn't think I was gonna have any pickups, and there has been a card that took 3 months to arrive.
Oh,
They actually gave me a refund on it, right? And
right.
they said, "Hey, we don't know where this card is at, so here's a refund." I'm like, "All right, man." And
Hey,
it said it was shipped off, and it finally came, and I was like, "Yes!" So
nice.
excited about that one.
That's a good surprise. Yeah, I
Yeah.
picked up a few things this week as well, so we'll jump into those things. We'll talk about some of the news this past week with a couple of surprise trailers, and
Okay.
we'll bring on our guest here and ask him a few questions, and let's have some fun.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna bring him in here. Finally, we've had a little technical difficulty, guys, tonight. I apologize. So here we go. Hey, Alonzo, what's up, man?
What up, boys? How y'all doing, man? What's up, chat? Everybody good?
What's going on, Alonzo? Man, Alonzo Collectibles is here with us this week, guys. Very special guest. We're honored. He's big time in the community, so he's taking time out of his busy schedule to pop on this week and kind of just chit chat and yeah, let's dive right in, man. So, Lonzo, tell us about yourself, man. Where did you start collecting, and kind of the fast, short, and sweet story that got you here?
Yeah, man. Like I collected cards when I was a kid, football cards, and I collected some Marvel, the old '94 Flair stuff. That was probably the first Marvel cards I ever collected, and then I had comic books and stuff as a kid growing up, and with time pass, you get older, you start to, other things start to catch your attention instead of collectibles, and uh I've been in the I've been back in the card space heavy for probably like the last 8 years. Invested heavy into Pokemon years ago, and invested in the vintage Marvel. Opened a lot of like older stuff. '94 masterpieces, '95 Flair, '94 Flair, '95 Metal. Um, and I dabbled a little bit with the modern stuff. I opened up a box here and there of just some different, oddball sets that my, guys that I would buy a lot. I was buying a lot of product from. They had some just surplus of some, upper deck stuff, like anime. Let me see. I'm trying to think what else was like annual anime.
Yep.
Then opened a box of vibranium. So started liking the sports card field because I'm big into football cards. So knowing that when you're opening this modern Marvel, it's like you're opening sports cards. You know what I'm saying? Or Marvel. So I really like that. I really like that. So
Hey, quick
I,
question.
what's up?
When did you open your vibranium box?
Last year,
Did you? Okay.
I think it
Nice.
was last year or earlier this year.
So what do you think of, just because you're coming from sports side kind of a little bit, just comparative with Marvel, what do you think of the refined or the cracked ice versions? Because that's kind of similar to the sports realm and all that,
Well,
as
I'm
well
gonna
as.
be honest with you. That cracked ice, when I first seen the cracked ice, it reminded me of the vintage or card ass Pokemon era. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like 97, 98. They had like that, that old school 90s square, hologram foil pattern.
yeah.
So I definitely like it. I think Vibranium's a very nice set. I wish I would have been around when it dropped and I was able to get into it a lot cheaper. I
Yeah.
think at the time when I bought the box I opened, I think I paid like $1,100 for it or something like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? So I
Yeah.
bought it. You know, my guy just had it at his store, and he's like, "Dude, you want this?" I was like, "Yeah, bro, screw it." You know, some cool cards, and it looks like a real hot set. So let's, but the first big plunge for me, for like the modern Marvel is Spider-Man Metal. Like that's my baby. You know what I mean? Like I knew it was coming. I was expecting it for it to drop the year before. It didn't drop. I guess it got delayed till this year. So I opened a few boxes of X-Men Metal. I thought the set was cool. You always get that metal artwork. I just feel the PMGs they didn't look like PMGs, you know. So
Yeah, the revamp on the foil for the Spider-Man set totally helped.
it's a big deal. It's definitely a
It
big
is.
deal.
Taking
So
because I don't know if you know this. I mean, you probably do because of Spidey, but I mean, they originally on the X-Men Metal set they used the technology. They called it some sort of foiling, like like a digital foiling or something is what they were calling these PMGs that looked
yeah,
like they were pink, And it wasn't until we complained and all that stuff, and they got a hold of the company that did the '97 basketball,
the
and that
original.
same company did these foils on the Spider-Man metal.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a home run hit, man. I don't know, man. I just love everything about it. It's the first major like PMG set that I'm actually engaged because, man, when 2013, 2015, 2000, I wasn't locked in the way I am now. I was chasing other things. I was on different path. Even though I was still like, buying the vintage boxes and cracking them and grading cards and selling, graded slabs years ago. I was doing that. So I was active with Marvel, just not the modern big boy investment, style deal. So
Sure.
I love it, man. I'm hooked. I
Yeah,
can't wait
no.
for the next set. It's not just for me. It's not just Spider-Man Metal. It's the damn Unbound's dropping Monday. I'm gonna be there like
Yeah,
Pookie
yeah,
from New
yeah.
Huge,
Jack,
man.
baby, waiting for that to drop. So. And just for the Ultra Avengers, I got a bunch of cases pre-ordered of all that stuff. Allure. I'm just excited, man. It's just fun,
Well, it's a big nostalgia for a lot of us because we started when we were kids, right? When we were kids, when we opened packs, right? We opened the packs and all that stuff. And we were always hoping for an insert and all that stuff out of a pack. When we got an insert, we're like, "Yeah, I got an insert!"
Yeah.
Like you're so excited, Well, we're still the same way, just bigger kids, And so when we open the pack and we get a big insert, we're like, "Oh my gosh!" So it's just
Oh
it's
yeah,
the same deal.
that feeling is, it doesn't get old, dude. And it
No.
doesn't matter what it's for. Like, like I still I still collect Pokemon heavy, so when the new sets drop, I'll buy cases and me and the kids will just sit there and just crack cases and then I'll grade the hits and just keep them, keep the wheels turning. And, even you pull a Pokemon card now that's cool as heck, man. You're just like, bro, you get that feeling. And it just doesn't get old, dude.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome, man. Let's get some shout outs here.
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
a few people in the room.
Looks like Sean Schubert, which is my Kellen, my nephew. He's on here.
What up,
Yeah.
little man?
We got
Armando.
Oh, that's
in
the
house.
homie right there. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
That's the homie dude.
TBC breaks.
The other goon.
Nathan.
TBC.
Yeah.
That's my boy
TBC,
right there.
baby. Yeah.
Hey, he got his books today. I'm glad I was able to get him to you, buddy.
That's awesome.
Good stuff.
Looks
And
like
then,
we got Swish Rips on here
Swish
too.
in the house as well.
Swish
man.
in the building was popping.
Yeah.
Armando says the man, the myth, the legend.
Not a legend, baby. I'm not gone yet, man. I'm still here. I'm in the present.
Yeah, it's like
I'm in
not
the
no
present.
legend yet.
Awesome, man. Well, Yeah, we wanted to ask you a few questions, kind of bring up some topics. We have a few topics to cover this week. Get your input on a few things. I'll ask you a few questions, and Josh will also chime in as well with a few questions. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. So, one of the things that was on my mind this past week, it was just something that happened to me with eBay, and their authentication process is in play with a few of their cards, depending on value of the listings, right? So I was getting a 2015 Fleer Retro Impel insert Venom card that was autographed, right? On the back of the card, it's a pack pulled card. On the back of the card, it clearly states that it was congratulations, you've received an autograph from such and such artist. So it validates the autograph on that card. So it goes off for authentication, and a few days later, it gets denied, shipped back to the seller, and I am out of luck. Of course, I got the refund back, but it still chapped my buns a little bit to find out that they couldn't authenticate that card. So I definitely wanted to bring that up this week with you, possibly, and what your thoughts are on the authentication process with eBay. If you have even come across that situation with a card that had to be authenticated, and if you had a good experience.
Yeah, man. It's kind of stupid because I send off, I sell a lot of sports cards and stuff on eBay, and it's stupid how you sell, I'll sell like a PSA 10, card, and they're like, okay, it's got to go to the authenticator. I'm like, well, what more authentication you want than in a damn slab? You know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah,
I get it. They're trying to. They're trying to protect their butts. There's a lot of fraudulent stuff, a lot of fakes, a lot of resealed, like vintage high-end boxes and product. Stuff's getting resealed. Fakes are being duplicated, big high-end, at least for Pokemon, like big high-end cards in Japan are being like faked. So I get it. They're trying to cover their tail. And it's nice to get that little extra layer of, okay, like this is solid, especially if you're buying like raw cards. But again, I just think you're going to run into those situations where you're going to have someone that may not be that knowledgeable, may just have gotten on board. You know what I mean?
yeah.
People say all the time, when they're applying for a job, oh, I got amazing experience. I've done it all, So that's sad. If you feel like real confident that it indeed is 100% legit, just try to reach out to the seller, see if you can work a deal on the side where you can, do something goods and services where both sides are protected, and you get your card. There's ways to get around it. The guy, if the seller wants to sell the card and he's going to have to go through this issue again, and you guys both know it's legit, then it sucks though, man. I don't know, I wouldn't even know what to do from there than try to work a deal on the side with the seller.
No, that's a great point. I mean, the guy reached out to me today, actually, that the card got back in his hands. He immediately hit me up on IG. We started conversing. We worked out the deal, same price, excluding some fees there for him on his side. And we did some goods and services through PayPal and got the deal done. So that card's on its way tomorrow in my hands. So hopefully here the middle of next week, before next show on Friday, we'll be able to reveal that card, and everything was taken care of. So that was obviously worked out for the best, but sometimes it doesn't, right? I mean, sometimes you even have a buyer that could be doing some shady stuff, didn't like the price that it sold at, kind of situation. I mean, we all hope that doesn't happen, but in this situation, it did work out. So
that's great, man. I'm glad something happened good. So
yeah, absolutely.
Ended, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to know that, some of these companies, whether you're talking about grading companies or whether you're talking about authenticating companies, it's just sometimes you just don't have the employees that are trained. They're not trained properly. They're either grading your card and you like get it back and it's like, wait, what is this? This was an immaculate card, and you don't get the grade you want. So you never know if you're actually getting that type of employee that just needs just that much more training on stuff. It's just frustrating, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. I mean, Switch says it right here. It's a scary thing to send these cards through authentication because you don't know what could happen, right? I mean, everybody's human. What if the card gets damaged during the authentication process and it gets to the buyer damaged? I mean, all these things could happen when you're including a middleman type of situation. But for the most part, hopefully they figure that process out, and these cards that should be authenticated actually do get authenticated and get back into the seller's hands when that time comes. So
For sure.
eBay, stop authenticating graded slabs. They're already authenticated. Please.
Hey man, I have a card I'm going to reveal tonight that they had to get authenticated from Beckett. So yeah, it is what it is. It took 2.5 weeks to get to me since I bought it on eBay.
Wow.
Yeah. Armando here says, as eBay fixed how they send out high value cards, still remember Scandella and his damaged cards.
Yeah, that was one thing that came up right off the bat was some of the cards that were in that little case. They were slipping out of the card savers. They weren't sleeved properly and all that stuff. So there was a couple of videos I saw that were like that. And they really just kind of said, "Oh, we'll give you a little bit of money back." It's just like, well,
yeah,
I just want my card that originally I purchased.
Yeah, for sure.
So as soon as I opened up this right here, it just fell out. It just completely fell out. It wasn't tied down. Luckily, it was in a case. It's not a raw card that I got it in today. But yeah, I mean, they got to work on some things a little bit better on the delivery. But nonetheless, so now that we're talking about slabs as well, had another topic to bring up this week, and that's BGS versus PSA versus any other grading company. I wanted to get your thoughts on number one. What's your preference as far as grading?
Well, number one, PSA, because the first company I found when I started grading cards years ago, and it's always been like the industry standard. You know what I mean? Pretty much across the board. You've got certain things that Beckett offer, like the Black Label and the Pristine 10 and all that stuff. So I don't grade with Beckett. I never have graded a card with Beckett. It's just the slabs are just not for me. They're just too thick and big and bulky, and
sure.
You know what I mean? It's just definitely not for me. So PSA is definitely the top on my list, just because the business that I've been doing with them for years, and I've always come out well with PSA. But I recently started grading with CGC.
Yeah.
And I built a nice relationship with the guys over at CGC, real cool dudes, you know what I mean? From top to bottom, those people are really excited about collectibles. And, when I went and took the tour and met everybody, and when we did the AF-15 content, when I pulled the comic cut, real cool people, man, real down to earth, real excited about collectibles and the future for Marvel cards, and just seeing the excitement and seeing that it's genuine. Because a lot of people, I work a lot with sales and I work a lot with people. So you can tell when people are keeping it 100 with you, or they're,
Sure.
playing an agenda game where they're trying to be like, okay, yeah, we love it. But deep down inside, there's other intentions. So,
right.
Yeah.
But now, real cool, real excited. The opportunity now that Marvel cards can be graded by CGC, I felt like that should have been done a while ago, but it's good that it's finally here. And because when you think about it, man, you think of comic books, you think CGC, so being able to do that with Marvel cards now, it's definitely a special thing, and I'm excited. So definitely PSA is my number one, CGC is my number two. And I see it in the future. It'll be like a 1A, 1B type deal,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for right now, and I think this is probably the easiest way that people can determine the two. Because myself, I'm a PSA guy myself. I haven't said anything off to Beckett. I do have a few Beckett slabs, but I've bought them that way, because of possibly an autograph situation, like the card I'm going to show tonight. Right, that's an autograph card that's in a Beckett slab, and they do a great job of authenticating, obviously, the autograph, but they give it a grade. PSA does the same thing, right? They do the authentication and they give it a grade as well. But I've always been used to, because I came from the sports side too, Alonzo, and mainly the Bowman Chrome baseball cards, the first ones, where the rookie card with the that they have the autograph on them. Those look beautiful in a Beckett slab, right? Because of the way that it just presents in that case. But I'm a PSA fanboy right now. I mean, just because of resale value. I mean, say what you say about them. Some of the things they do that you might not like, but when it comes down to putting a value on your card, and going up against PSA, competition's not even there, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned CGC. Marvel Madness, Josh and myself also have a stack here that we're about to send to CGC. But I've seen them in my hands. I have a couple in my hands with Marvel cards in them, and they pop, man.
They look good, dude. You can't deny it. They're crystal clear, man. That's the one thing. It's just a more sexy look, dude.
Yeah. Well,
So
being in the Pokemon side, I mean, that's what their go to, right? CGC is the go to for Pokemon cards, right?
No, CGC. Well, a lot of people grade Pokemon with CGC. I mainly grade Pokemon with PSA. PSA is still
okay.
PSA is still the king of the town. You know what I'm saying? They just are. You can't. You gotta tip your hat off. You gotta tip your hat to where it's deserved. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I can tell you this. It used to be when I got in. It was PSA Beckett.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those were the two pillars of grading cards in any trading card hobby was PSA and Beckett. But now, dude, in my opinion, it's PSA and CGC.
Yeah.
I believe Beckett has fallen off a little bit. Not saying that, don't grade with Beckett, because that's, if that's your preference, that's your choice, do what makes you happy. But just as far as volume, like, you can see the numbers don't lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I believe CGC's come a long way, man. And I think within 5 years, like I said, it's going to be PSA. It's like going to be 1A, 1B type deal.
So I got into a little bit of grading first back in, it was just February, March is when we were submitting in 2021. A bunch of people were submitting, and then they shut it down the end of March. To PSA, right? I sent probably over 100 cards to PSA, right? And they're all backlogged. I had to wait a whole year, right? And so that next month in April, I actually submitted some to SGC, okay? Because I was in the realm of, I just started grading cards, right? And so I didn't know why everybody was drinking the PSA juice. I didn't know much about the grading aspect of it. Okay. I was just more of a raw guy. I kept my raw cards, and that's what I knew about. And so I got into this grading just that year. And I graded 30 cards with SGC, and over 15 cards were 10s. And then the others were 9.5s, and I maybe got two 9s and like no 8.5s, right? So I did really well in the SGC realm, and I actually liked some of their slabs and all that stuff. But I got it back quick. It was the only game in town that wasn't closed other than Beckett. And I submitted stuff to Beckett too, but again, there was that long wait, right?
Oh yeah.
And so that's where I kind of came in. So I've graded with every single company, and I'm kind of like you guys, where I love the little sleek PSA slab. I love the small slab versus the Beckett is really thick. And they've grown on me a little bit, the Beckett slabs, because I have quite a bit now. But the PSA slab, there's nothing like displaying a PSA slab. It's so small. And then I saw the SGC slabs, and I have some SGC slabs. I don't have a Marvel card in an SGC slab yet. I think I was given some samples one year from SGC at a card show last year, and it was actually like an anime set, which was like not even like Marvel. It was just an anime set in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were just really sleek, really clear slabs. I'm like, these are really neat slabs, just like how you said, Alonzo. And so I am probably the first of the year going to send a bunch of my PC items to CGC to grade. And some of those will be comics. So comics to cards. Some of them will just cards. But I do want to get some of my PC items in as CGC slabs. They look nice.
Yeah, they do. They do. And I think it's nice to have both. Like I display PSA and CGC slabs, you know what I mean? And with time, that'll grow. You know what I mean? So, but definitely PSA and CGC, I think they're the two big dogs on the block right now. PSA's been the big dog for years, forever, pretty much. So now with CGC popping off, man, they're doing a lot of good things, man, and they're listening to the community, bro. It's when they when you guys when they take the chance.
Hive is in there, right? With Norm being in there, that helps a lot.
Oh, for sure, dude, for sure. But the dudes at CGC, they're always open for growth and expansion and new ideas and new things that, some of the other companies, they just don't even take the time of day to listen, man. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So
I respect that.
I have a little bit of a nugget of information I'm going to give our viewers today. A little bit of a strategy that I do when I'm looking for cards that are PSA slabbed, overpriced in my opinion, right? For those out there that don't do it, maybe you should try it out. This is what I do. I'm looking for SGC 10s of the same card. They're much lower as far as being priced out there. And then when I get those 10s, I crack them, send them to PSA, right? I've done that a few times, multiple times actually, and every time it's come back a 10. So just a little bit of nugget of information out there for those that are collectors that are looking for pricey cards that are PSA slabbed already. You can't find them. Try your luck with SGC. You might find your card out there that's a high grade that you could at least have it in the SGC slab if you don't feel comfortable cracking it. Josh and I might be putting out a video in the near future on how to crack a slab properly, but it's a good strategy to do.
I did have a Vibranium Molten Wolverine. You're familiar with the Vibranium, Alonzo?
Mm-hmm.
And I submitted it to SGC. It was the very first Vibranium card I submitted. And I got an SGC 9. And I'm just like, man, out of all my cards, I wanted that to be an SGC 10, And so I got it back, and I just wasn't happy with the grade. And so I cracked it, sent it to PSA, and even PSA gave it a 9, which actually still a 9 with PSA. I was happier with a 9 PSA than an SGC 9.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, there's definitely opportunity buying, nice cards in a high grade from some of the lower tier grading companies. It's a lot of people do. That's why there's opportunity, because most people are doing that. They're like, okay, this card in the PSA 10 is doing $500, but this card in a 9 on, whatever. And then you have these other grading companies it's doing $100. People are like, dude, I'll take that gamble,
Yeah.
And if it gets a 9, you're still winning. It's probably worth, an extra $50 to $100 on top of it, even if it gets a 9. So, yeah, there's opportunity everywhere, man. You just got to know where to find it and just know that it's there and just take advantage of it and rock out.
Well, there was a live that me and Sin were on today. Elusive Collectibles was doing a live Billy or Watch Me Open was on there, and he was talking about that. And everybody that is listening now, if you're looking at cards and you're trying to create some sets of these earlier sets in the 90s or any card in particular, don't ignore anything that's in a different slab. If it's in a EMC slab or GMC slab or an SGC slab and all that stuff, sometimes those slabs go under the radar, and you just have to sometimes search the slabs. Just say, I want an SGC 9 slab, and just search that on eBay. See what kind of Marvel cards come up or whatever, still use the Marvel card thing, Marvel card SGC 9. It's just a different way to look it up. And sometimes there's some of these nice cards go under the radar just because they're in a different slab. And so don't count on just ignoring that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I think it's time for a little bit of reveals. We could do a mail call, and then
Okay.
We'll jump into that.
I only have two.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I can start with mine. I'm just gonna, since my internet is failing at my house here. I don't know what's going on with my PC, and I don't know if this has been glitchy at all on my phone. Hopefully not. But I'll show you what I got here. So there was one card that I that I won on auction for $10, right? And this card was a duplicate of mine, so I already have one. But I just wanted to pick up a second because I want a good graded card of a good graded one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, those who are familiar with 2000 Topps X-Men, the very first movie set of Hugh Jackman, of the X-Men set. So that set has these memorabilia cards, right?
Nice.
And these memorabilia cards are 1 in 36 packs, so they're basically a box hit. Now, you're not guaranteed a Wolverine in every single box. So, I mean, you're going to be paying a couple $100 to try to get that card, even maybe more, right? Because the boxes, I think, right now on eBay go for like $125. Well, this right here, I won for $10. And just being a box hit, you can't beat that at all, right? And I think there's one on eBay right now for like $22. Maybe after this is aired, it won't be. But but yeah, like I just think those are awesome hits when you get these little case hits. So pretty cool. So
very nice.
And then another thing is you guys are you guys members of PWCC at all, the auction houses?
No, I haven't jumped into that yet.
Okay. So I became a member a while back. I was looking at a couple cards. I actually bidded on a couple of them and lost out on them. They were higher end cards. But just by doing that and joining, they send random little incentives every once in a while. And they sent me an email saying, hey, here's $100 credit you can use on any auction you want. I'm like, okay. So I just like went in and I was like, I picked a couple cards, and all that stuff. One card came, but this is the second card. It's a PSA 9, which isn't a big deal, but it's Wolverine, and it's guaranteed. I got a PSA 9 of the Joe Jusko Wolverine now, just a regular base card, but I'm happy to have that, and it was free to me because all I used was that credit, which is just it's nice. It's just free money, right?
Oh, absolutely.
We take those.
Little freebie, So
that's cool, man.
But that's what I got. It's not too big, but just kind of wanted to show those. But I'm pretty excited about this one here. Those who know me, I actually picked up a master set lot of this. It was weirded. It was worded really weird on eBay, but I picked up all the autos, all of these, all of the little magnetic things, all the little foils, every single card in that whole set I picked up, and it was like $1,000 for everything. And the Hugh Jackman auto, hands down, right there is worth that. If and I graded, I if I grade the card and it becomes a 9, it's definitely worth that. So that whole lot, I mean, I definitely wouldn't go past some of these lots that are on eBay. Some of them are worded really weird. Some of them have really awesome cards in them. Buying someone's collection is hands down sometimes a pretty smart idea. So
Yeah, I have to agree with that one. I've come across a few collections in my time that have definitely panned out and have been very profitable. So
yeah,
good job, man.
cool. Yeah.
All right, so this week a couple of pickups. I'll start off with a couple of comics, and then we have one card. So my camera's acting up, anyways. Hopefully, you guys can see it, but this right here is the Spawn #1 gold foil. This is a blank sketch cover that, yeah, it's a San Diego Comic Con exclusive. There's only 1,500 made. And then obviously Todd Father's on there. Comes with the COA on the back right there. So I always want to make sure that I keep it. Plus, it doesn't say Tim or T McFarlane like he likes to sign sometimes. That he actually says his actually first name. So
just a quick question. I guess I'm just seeing the comic for the first time here.
yeah,
is that a blank cover?
It is. So
okay.
I could take this cover to let's say Todd McFarlane is at a
Yeah.
con, right?
Yeah.
And said, hey, can you draw a sketch on there? Can you put Spawn on there, right? And he could sit there and commission that art on this sketch. And if it's if it's a CGC witnessed, it could get slabbed, and there you go. And they'll authenticate the autograph because it has the CGC right there. I'm sorry, the COA on the back. And yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a hell of a steal. I had to pick it up. So this right here was my probably my biggest pickup this week. I've been waiting for this for a while for the right moment. I actually picked this up on an IG live sale. I've been hanging around IG live sales lately for comics because I've been not only picking up some great books, but also getting to know the community and getting to know a lot of good people over in the comic side through IG. But yeah, it's been pretty fun lately. But this is the if I could get the glare there, Ultimate Fallout 4. This is the first print in a 9.4 yellow label. What's cool about it, I'm not sure if you can see it. There you go. You see that rainbow signature from Clayton Crane?
Yeah, that's sick.
He signed every letter with a different color pen. And then you have Bagley. It's over here. And then you also have Jonathan Hickman. So it's triple signed, 9.4. Still a pretty hell of a big book, in my opinion. And I'm happy to add it to the collection.
That's a beautiful book, bro.
Thanks, man. And then the card that I picked up this week, this is the one that I've been waiting for 2.5 weeks with the authentication that we were discussing before. But I already have the Secret Wars 8 double signed, but picked up the Secret Wars pack pulled auto of John Beatty. It is authenticated with Beckett, and it is an autographed 10 grade. So I saw this. It's a neat story. I saw this card on eBay, and it was going for an auction. But I didn't know anything about it until one of our lives that Josh and I did, that he was mentioning pack pulled cards like this, because I have the regular card of Marvel Beginnings, but not autoed, which I was going to send that one off to CGC, right? So not knowing anything about it, he said, well, did you know that there's an autograph of that same card in that set? I was like, well, now I do, and now I'm gonna have to go find one. He's like, well, good luck, because they're pretty tough to find. People keep them tucked away, but started doing some research, man, and I saw somebody put this up, and I was like, I gotta have it. But when I saw this, I didn't know if it was real or not, right? Although it was slabbed, I looked at the back of the card, and with modern cards, the back of the card, I'm not sure if you can see that. Yeah, it's a little blurry, but the back of the card doesn't say congratulations, right? Like the modern cards do now.
Yeah.
The only thing that was able to determine the authentication of this card is this little UPC, thing right here. This UPC number. That was a authentication sticker that was authenticated by Upper Deck when they produced this card. So,
Very nice.
yeah, that was good enough for me, and that goes along with my Secret Wars dual signed of John Beatty and Michael Zeck. So I was really happy to add that to the collection.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
pretty
It's
awesome.
great artwork too, bro.
Well, I do have one more, guys. Well, it's a secret. I'm not going to show
What?
that.
No, you can't do that now, bro.
It's a
You can't.
secret.
Come on,
Too
bro.
late, dude.
You can't
were-
reveal you have a secret and then
You
say
were
it's a
way too
secret.
late,
You can't
dude.
do
You gotta
that,
do
bro.
it now.
Now you got to do it, bro. We're gonna stay
man.
here. We're gonna wait for you to show
No,
it now,
You
bro.
shot yourself in the foot, man. Come on.
Jeez, dog. Come on, you don't do that.
Oh man,
Alonzo's not gonna want to come on anymore. Come on, what are you
I
doing?
know. Tell
Now
me
you
about
got to
it, man.
show it now, bro. Like, come on, read. There it is. What you got?
No, it's nothing big, man. It was a book that I was going to send Josh as a surprise, but I mean, I kind of shot myself in the butt.
Dang, I didn't know it was like that. What is that, bro? Can you bring it a little closer?
Yeah, so it's a zombified Wolverine.
Oh my gosh.
Snap. Okay, I can see the leg. Oh, that is nasty, dude.
Yeah, so that's the obviously the ASM homage 300. ASM 300 homage.
Oh, snap. That's sick. With Wolverine, that is cool. I've never seen that.
That's signed by Miko Suyan.
Wow, man.
Yeah. So that was going to be your surprise until you kind of put me on the spot with everybody.
I'm sorry. Hey,
that's sexy though, bro. You know it's coming. So
yeah, for sure. That's
hot.
It's a good birthday present. My birthday's next week, so
there you go, man. There you go. So happy early birthday, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Likewise, for sure, man.
Swish is lighting up the chat. He's like, let's see here.
What's he saying here?
Let's see.
We've been ignoring the chat. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Apologies.
So, he says here,
I can't even see the chat, guys. So I can't even see the dang chat, man. I'm just here like, okay, I see a little bubble pop up.
So it says here, he likes punching in Michael Jordan or Spider-Man into eBay just to see what comes up. Hey, that's that could be fun.
Yeah, man.
And he brings.
Y'all ready for Unbound? I know y'all got to be ready for that.
That's on Monday, man. Monday at 9
I'm so pumped. I'm pumped, man. I wasn't around for the first one, dude. You know.
So I sent off the first series 1 of Unbound, the Venom card, but this one's autographed, so it's numbered to 50. And I was able to get a copy of that. And I'm just going to have to sit around and wait for the Series 2 Venom auto to see if I can get lucky enough to pick that one up too. So,
well, if they're going to, do you know if they're going to have Venom auto?
Well, hey, listen, man, with Venom being a top 5 character, there's no way
he's got to be in there, dude. There's no way Venom's not in that set.
Yeah.
Especially if Carnage is there.
They'll either do Venom or Black Suit Spider-Man.
Yeah, or you can have both.
Well, I don't know if they'll do Black Suit Spider-Man because we already got Miles. That we may not even get a Peter Parker Spider-Man in the set.
True.
Because if you see on the Miles card, it says Spider-Man. It doesn't say Miles.
Oh.
So I was thinking the same thing. Like, so they're not going to have second Wolverine in it, are they?
They got to have a Wolverine, I would think, right?
Do you think they'll have another Wolverine just because of the fact that they had brown suit Wolverine in this last one? The only thought that I had was they'll have Weapon X.
And they might. They might. nasty art, him just breaking out of the dang laboratory. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that'd be pretty nasty.
That would be sick.
I mean, just that you brought that fact, Lonzo, you brought that up that now they have Miles in this set, and it says just Spider-Man. Vibranium was the same way, right? There's no Spider-Man in Vibranium.
No,
Did you know
just
that?
Miles.
Yeah, so it's just Miles. And it
But
actually
Venom
says,
will be there, bro.
I think it says Ultimate Spider-Man on that Miles card.
Could be
Venom.
Ultimate Venom. Could be Ultimate Venom, which is okay too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but I don't think they'll keep that character out. I mean, he's my dude, man. He's my homeboy.
Yeah, it's a top 5 Marvel character, bro. Well, however anybody
we'll
wants
see.
to
We'll
slice it
see
and
what the
dice.
Venom and Wolverine duo happens. I don't know what will happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see.
it's gonna be fun though, man. From what I'm seeing, all the different layers that they added into it this year from the first one. I'm pumped, bro. I'm like a kid at a candy. I'm like a kid at Toys R Us, bro, with like $100 in my pocket. Like, let's go, man.
So, okay, just to give you just a little background, what I did every morning, right when that happened, it was Monday morning. Usually, I don't have to be into work until like 10 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock that day, right? Well, it pops at 10 o'clock my time. It's got it, and it right at 10:01. You have to be right on that computer at 10 o'clock. And then once that little minute goes from 10 o'clock to 10:01, that's when you got to do the fire and just go right in, refresh your screen. Once you refresh your screen, you got to just try to find the Unbound pack real quick, put it in your cart. Like, however you want to do it, you either put 1 card, 2 cards, or 3 cards. You can only get 3 cards. 3 packs. Sorry,
it's 2 packs. It's 2 packs per transaction now.
Oh,
see, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it's 2 pack.
Okay.
It's unlimited until it runs out, but each transaction's only 2 packs.
Only 2 packs. So that's a little different because before it was 3 packs.
Correct.
So it's 2 packs. So they're probably just trying to limit so more people get it, which is fine.
Of course, and that makes sense, for sure.
But the most I ever saw anybody get in a day was like 12 packs, and they must have had like 3 or 4 or 5 different computers going on because I was on my phone and my PC one time, at times, and I would only come in and get in on one either my PC or my phone. And then you got to look at, okay, am I going to pay with credit card through their server, which could be slower, or am I going to pick PayPal route, which actually PayPal can actually pay a little quicker because it's not through their server, it's through PayPal's server. So there's a few different routes you got to kind of think about what you want to do or try, and then whatever works for you, go ahead and do that. So
I'm happy if I get at least 1 pack each week, dude. If I can at least get a base card of each one, I'm happy with that, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's been talks that there's been a lot of people last year that it was very stressful for them.
Oh, big time.
Set collectors out there trying to race and get those. I mean, I don't know how many cards are in the set. Is it 50 in the set or 52 weeks? Yeah, 52 weeks, one card a week. But yeah, I mean, hopefully everybody has fun with it. Hopefully, they make it a little bit more fair this time. Like Josh says, I mean, you could have some dude out there with 5 laptops, going crazy,
dude. Swish
trying
Rips.
to sit there and get them all.
Swish Rips was reading my mind, because me and my wife have been watching these Big Bang episode, the Big Bang Theory episodes, and there was an episode we were watching the other day, and they were all like on their laptops trying to get in, refreshing their screen, trying to get in to buy some Comic-Con tickets. Or there was a couple times where there was like Star Wars tickets, movie tickets. It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah. Well, it's true. It's true, right? A lot of people do that stuff, man.
It's gonna be fun though, man. I'm excited. I'm real pumped for that.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be. I'm very curious. It's all original art. So beautiful cards. It's not taking it from another set, an image from another set that was already created and done. So fresh artwork, and I'm sure it's going to be amazing. So.
Hey, and feel free, just everybody, feel free on Monday. If for some reason one or two of us don't get in or anything like that, what I usually did was I kind of like made kind of like some DMs to some friends and stuff. Hey, did you get Unbound? I have a couple because I got extra packs, right? So if you do get extra or whatever, yeah, send some DMs to some friends, and all that stuff. I'll do the same thing. But if you're striking out, feel free to go on one of the Facebook groups, whether it's Marvel Cards or whether it's MCCW. And on there, people that do get in on these packs, you possibly could get a duplicate of theirs and they would actually sell it to you and all that stuff. There's not too much markup. There's a little bit more markup, but at the same time, you'll at least get the card.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. There's going to be a lot of people selling duplicate out of the $9.99.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So a couple things happened in the news this week. I wanted to bring these up. Some big news, in my opinion. So I'm going to share my screen real quick here. And let's see here. All right. So biggest neuse that probably came up. Did it work? Is it slow? There we go.
Guardians of the Galaxy, baby.
Yep. Biggest news. You might want to take away the borders real quick.
I can do that. Hold on.
But anyways, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, in my opinion, probably one of the most anticipated of the three. I saw this trailer, and I don't know, man. It kind of felt to me like a more dark, grittier type of feel. I mean, yeah, they had a little bit of humor in there, like they always do. But I think they're gonna hit hard with the High Evolutionary, and Rocket and how he created Rocket, and I mean, I can't wait to see that. And then obviously the big news is we finally get Adam Warlock. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, what'd you think about the? Did you happen to take a look at the trailer, Alonzo?
Yeah, I seen it. I actually watched it this morning. Looks cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Gamora, obviously, with Peter losing his Gamora, this Gamora is going down a path a little bit of like being the leader of the Ravengers. I'm interested to see how they get back together again. I think it's him falling in love with her again, but I'm more interested to see how this actor pulls it off. Will Poulter, he was in quite a few other movies that I've seen him in, but yeah,
he's good. He's a good actor.
I remember.
I think he's gonna do a kick-ass job, man. I really do.
The Chronicles of Narnia is when I first kind of recognized him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and this is just my opinion, but young actor, right? First time coming into an MCU movie. They're probably going to have him in multiple movies. It's not going to probably be a one and done type of situation, because if you look at Secret Wars, there is a part where Adam Warlock comes out with the gauntlet in his hand. It's on a comic book. It's on the cover, right? Not that he's going to come out with a gauntlet again, but again, it's just a theory. Hopefully we'll see him in multiple movies down the line. And then the other one that I'm most excited about. Now, this movie here, Guardians, comes out, I think May 5th next year.
May, yeah.
Yep, May 5th. But then the one that I'm more anticipating is Ant-Man and Wasp.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, man, I'm looking to see how Kang comes out, dude. I'm excited. I think Kang's #1 card, 2016 orange of his, and I got the comic of his first appearance on the way in the mail. So
I got an Ant-Man red PMG. Anybody wants one? it's from 2015 as well, so it's a pretty good year still.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his there's different comics, right, with Ant-Man, different first appearances. There's one right now that's really popping, which is the first appearance of Lang. So I mean, he's obviously the protagonist. Scott Lang is, and his first appearance is more modern, not so much so Silver Age like the other first Ant-Man. So a lot of people are after that book right now. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for a good movie, man. Looking to see that. You have Kang Dynasty coming down the road as well, and then you have obviously Secret Wars, and then in my opinion, honestly, I think Kang is the puppet. But the puppet master is Doom. And I think that Doom is going to somehow, be making Kang kind of do things, and then he's just going to come in and swoop in and just surprise us all. So,
yeah, no, that's going to be sweet.
Yeah,
yep.
good.
Cool, man. So that's pretty much what we have this week. I know that I want to respect Lonzo's time. He's out on the East Coast right now. He was kind enough to come on board, but
hey, before you go, Alonzo,
Yep.
we brought you on to maybe show a couple things too.
Show a couple things.
And what we wanted to specifically ask is if you'll show some of the viewers some of your talent.
Some of the art. Well, the artwork is all digital. So I don't even want to move my phone because I'm in my office, and if I move my phone. But yeah, man, if you go onto my Instagram, I just finished.
Just tell people where they can see it. So
yeah, they can just go onto my Instagram, man, Alonzo_collectibles. I literally just posted it today.
Yeah,
I finished it this morning and just playing around with it, man. Just having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing art since I was a kid.
Yeah,
I never really took it as serious as maybe I should have. And about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I was like, you know what, man, I want to get into digital art. So I went and bought, a real high-end Wacom tablet. Cost me a fortune, but it was great. And I just started playing around with it and learning it. I'd never done digital art in my life before. I never went to school for art, never. It's all just natural, Well,
I can tell you what, man. I mean, you reached out to me this past week, just to hit me up and kind of reached out. And when you showed me what you showed me, man, I mean, I knew you from, Spidey Metal, right? That's how I came to find out who you were. And I know, I know by watching you, on Spidey's channel, ripping Spidey Metal, and then found out, that you were into the Pokemon cards and the Magic the Gathering cards and all that stuff.
No, I don't mess with Magic. I don't collect Magic. I've never been into Magic. Nothing bad about Magic, but it's never been my thing, man.
Okay. But I mean, when you showed me that art, man, I was like, man, you just never know what people are capable of, man. It was just amazing. I mean, truly amazing.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that, dude.
Tip my hat off to the partner.
Yeah, I saw that black suit and it looks nice.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
So what I want to do is I want to put together like a little portfolio of like maybe 4 or 5 nice pieces, and I want to submit them to Upper Deck, bro. I'm going to submit them to Upper Deck, man. I've seen a lot of like not so great sketch cards out there, man. I'm just thinking to myself, like, yo, how the hell did this person? I don't knock nobody's talent, nobody's hustle. I don't throw dirt in people's fire. I'm the type of dude that I like to walk by and throw a log in your fire and help you, help it burn brighter. You know what I'm saying?
But now I know what you're talking about.
Cards that I'm just like, for real, dude? Like, I'm like, well, bro, shoot, if that person can get a gig and do, because I want to do it. It ain't for the money, It's just for the
achievement.
Just to say, you know what, I wanted to do it and I did it.
Yeah,
and put out cool art and see people geek out when they pull one of my sketches. That to me is the payoff, because these sketch card artists don't, from what I've been told, they don't really make crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
They get paid very little per sketch. I think they make their money off the. I don't know how that all works.
They make a lot
But
of their money off those APs because they'll send
the
them like
AP.
20, 30 APs that they'll be able to commission themselves and all that stuff. But even then, I mean, they're working on multiple sets, the ones that are actually doing it as a full-time gig. And if you're not doing it, have multiple sets working and all that stuff going and everything, you've got to do something else because it's not going to pay
The
the
APs won't sell that well. You gotta be consistent.
Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, man. So I'm gonna give it a crack. Like I said, I'm gonna put together like 4 or 5 nice pieces. Over the next few months, and just take my time with it, and I'd be like, hey guys, listen, man, here's my art. What's going on? What do I got to do to get on board? And if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, well, I just made a bunch of cool art, and it's sitting there. You know what I mean?
No, I
Good
mean, you
luck.
could say that you did that, right?
Sir?
You could say that you did that, right?
Yeah. Hey man, I'm a very driven person, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not always about the dollars. It's more about the achievement and saying, you know what? I can do that. I can do better than a lot of people doing that, and I'm going to do it. And then that's it. You know?
Well, again, man, it
So,
was amazing to see that. We
I
wish you the best
appreciate
on
it.
that venture, and definitely want to be in contact with you on your endeavors. But those that are watching and those that are going to be watching in the future, make sure you guys go follow Alonzo_collectibles. He's on IG. He has his own channel on YouTube. Make sure you give him a follow.
It's a small channel. It's small, but
hey,
we'll
small.
grow little by
It
little.
grows.
He's got
It
cool box
grows.
breaks on there. It's a great channel.
Yep,
Man, for sure.
Yep.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
We appreciate you being on, my friend.
Well,
Thank you very much.
Earlier, just to kind of sign off, I guess. Earlier, I was talking to you about that Stan Lee video that I found,
Oh, okay.
and I think I want to show that right now, real quick, if we're okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is something I found the other day, and when I watched it, I was just kind of blown away because it actually like has some deep thoughts that Stan Lee had just about how he saw the world. So bear with me here as I start it. I'm going to see if this works here, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go.
Hi, heroes. This is Stan Lee coming at you. Want you to know, Marvel has always been and always will be a reflection of the world right outside our window. That world may change and evolve, but the one thing that will never change is the way we tell our stories of heroism. Those stories have room for everyone, regardless of their race, gender, religion, or color of their skin. The only things we don't have room for are hatred, intolerance, and bigotry. That man next to you, he's your brother. That woman over there, she's your sister. And that kid walking by, hey, who knows? He may have the proportionate strength of a spider. We're all part of one big family, the human family, and we all come together in the body of Marvel. And you're part of that family. You're part of the Marvel universe that moves ever upward and onward to greater glory. In other words, Excelsior.
It's awesome.
I love that guy, bro. God
Yeah.
damn.
That's pretty
I love
dang
that
cool,
guy,
isn't
bro.
it, man?
Yeah.
He should have been a motivational speaker, man.
And yeah, if that doesn't make you want to run through a wall with your Marvel cards and your comics in the other hand, people, you don't got a pulse, man. That and when you see that, it just makes me it makes me proud to say that I collect Marvel and I believe in it, and and at the end of the day, we're all adults. We got kids. Pretty sure y'all both have kids.
Yep.
Yep. This is what we're gonna leave them. You know what I mean? And the world's only getting worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean,
it's
this
good to
is
have a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? a little bit of something good, something pure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's a little bit of what we can do to take a step back from reality and just kind of be ourselves and be a family, like Stan just said, man. You know what I'm saying? Just have fun, leave all the negativity out of it, and if we all have fun while we're collecting, then it's going to be a much funner community. So,
Hey, I wanted to do a quick shout out. My boy Retro Hoop Collectibles came on. He's a buddy of mine that I met a while back. He's got a great channel and all that stuff. He came from sports, but he's a personal Gambit collector. He collects Gambit cards.
nice.
He's only got a few, but he's just an awesome guy too. Awesome collector. So in that little quick clip that Stan Lee did, I just want to point out, it's like you said, Alonzo, he was inviting everybody to come collect Marvel cards.
Yeah, yeah, man. That was a good clip. I've never seen that clip, bro. You need to send me that, man.
No, I will.
Send me the link to that. That's special, man. That guy was something else, man. That guy lived in a different world, man. You know what I mean?
He did, man.
I just
His
can't
own
believe
world.
how much I don't know what do you call the future sight that he had, you know?
The foresight, yeah, bro.
yeah.
It's like he's like a Walt Disney.
Yeah. I mean,
There's
Yeah,
very
that's exactly
few
what
of
he
these
is.
cats, man.
he
George
had so much
Lucas,
of that.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. You got, Walt Disney, George Lucas, Stan. They all have different universes, and they probably, like you said, lived in those universes their entire lives, man.
And what's sad is we're losing these guys year by year, man. You know?
I know. Well, that's what it's going to have to take for the younger crowd, man, to step up and take those roles, right? Step into those shoes.
And take them serious, man, because this is bigger than them and bigger than us. Marvel's gonna outlive us. It's gonna outlive our kids. Disney's gonna outlive us. It's
100%.
So we just got to make sure we put the right people to keep carrying the torch when we're gone.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's our godfather was Stan Lee with this whole Marvel stuff. So we owe practically everything to him and some of those older greats that were there and at the very beginning for sure. And I just want to say, without that, probably wouldn't have Marvel cards and all that stuff too. I mean, we wouldn't have anything, right?
No.
And so we actually, that's today, right? As we're talking, we wouldn't probably be talking with it if it wasn't from Stan Lee. It's just he was a big forefront for this whole gig. So
definitely made an impact on a lot of people's lives. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Alonzo, for joining us. If you guys don't have any other
opportunity, man. Thank you.
man. Always. If you guys don't have any other questions in the chat, let us know if you have anything.
While you're checking for that, I just want to make sure that everybody, give us a like, give us a follow.
Yep.
We always appreciate your support. Leave some comments down below as well. We love reading those and getting back with you guys. But we appreciate you guys joining us, and we'll see you next week for another episode.
We need to do something Monday. We need to get Spidey. We need to get all the goons together and go on one channel.
Yeah.
And like we would do 6, 7, 8 deep. Your turn. And we need to crack Unbound, baby. Like, this is here. Like
a Marvel Unbound roundtable. That's what we need on Monday.
That's it, bro. That's it. Like King Arthur and the round. That's it. Yo,
why don't you just start it up, man? Just do it.
Yeah.
Who, me? Nah, bro. Listen, man. I'll go last. I'll let y'all shine. I'll go last.
You do it, and then we'll go ahead and we can host it for sure.
Let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
Why not?
Let's do it. We'll do some Game of Thrones type thing. We'll come in all, dressed up.
We'll see what we can do for sure. So
for sure, man.
All right, thanks, guys. You guys have a good night. We'll talk to you guys later. We'll see you.
See you next week, guys.
Take care. Peace.